path is scary. I won't lie about that. It's uncertain, unclear, full of questions with no answers. You stand at the edge, looking forward, and all you see is fog. No guarantees, no safety. Just a feeling that you have to move, and that feeling terrifies you. Because staying where you are feels safe, familiar, predictable, even if it hurts, even if it's slowly breaking you. At least you know it. At least it doesn't surprise you. But there's something heavier than fear, something quieter, something that doesn't show up immediately. Regret. Regret doesn't scream. It waits, patiently. It watches you hesitate. It watches you delay. It watches you choose comfort over growth. And it says nothing. Not yet. The path is scary because it demands courage. It asks you to step forward without knowing what comes next. It asks you to trust yourself when you're full of doubt. It asks you to believe when you have no proof. And that kind of faith is uncomfortable. It stretches you. It exposes you. It forces you to face your fears. But regret is different. Regret comes later, when the moment has passed, when the opportunity is gone, when the version of you who was brave enough to try no longer exists. It shows up quietly, in empty rooms, in late nights, in thoughts that won't let you rest. What if I had tried? What if I had risked it? What if I had believed in myself just once? Those questions are heavier than fear, because fear is temporary. It lives in the moment. It fades when you act. But regret stays. It lingers. It repeats. It becomes a weight you carry for years. I've felt both. I have stood on the edge and turned back. I have chosen safety over possibility. I have listened to fear instead of courage. And for a moment, it felt like relief. No risk, no danger, no chance of failure. But later, the weight came. The quiet realization that I had abandoned myself, that I had chosen comfort over growth, that I had let fear decide my future. And that weight was unbearable, because deep down, you always know. You know when you are playing small. You know when you are hiding. You know when you are capable of more, but choosing less. And that truth doesn't let you rest. So I learned something the hard way. The path is scary, but regret is heavier. Fear might shake you. It might make your heart race. It might make your hands tremble. But it passes. It always passes. Regret does not. Regret settles. It builds. It becomes a quiet voice that reminds you of everything you didn't do, everything you didn't say, everything you didn't become. And that voice can follow you for a lifetime. So now, when I stand at the edge, I listen differently. I still feel fear. It's still there. But I don't let it lead me anymore. Because I know what waits on the other side of inaction. I know the cost of not trying. And I refuse to pay that price again. I would rather fail. I would rather fall. I would rather struggle on a path I chose than sit safely with a life I didn't. Because at least failure teaches. At least struggle builds something. At least movement creates possibility. Standing still creates nothing except regret. The path will always be uncertain. There will always be risk. There will always be moments when you question everything. But those moments are part of growth, part of becoming, part of discovering who you really are. And who you are is not found in comfort. It is found in courage, in the moments you choose to move forward despite the fear. So take the step, even if it's small, even if it's shaky, even if you're not ready, because you may never feel ready, but you will always feel regret if you don't try. The path is scary, it always will be, but regret is heavier, and I would rather carry fear for a moment than carry regret for a lifetime.